If I wanted to start a business for the upcoming 2025 season, this is exactly how I would do it.
Nobody is better than you. They may be luckier than you because they may have a little bit more knowledge that you don't have. But that can change today. It could change tomorrow. Let's get started.
First, if you're new here, hi, welcome in. My name is Nicole Swanson, and I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur since 2014, and I've made all the mistakes in the world so you don't have to. And I've come to you today to tell you exactly what I would have done different, especially being in the 2024-2025 season, and how you can and just propel your success way quicker than I did, okay? If you just do these simple things to start off the process of entrepreneurship. First things first is when it comes to entrepreneurship in general, I want you to remember this one primary thing. You are in business to make money. If you're in business to help, if you're in business to solve problems, if you're in business for humanitarianism, then you need to open a nonprofit. But if you're in entrepreneurship in general, you're in business to make money. The business does not grow and it does not go anywhere if it is not profitable. If you're not creating revenue, if you are not creating a substantial source of cash flow for the business, then you're just doing this as a hobby. I mean, let's just be serious. Let's just be honest. You're in business to make money, and you need to check that at the front door before you even open the door to entrepreneurship. You need to get that understanding first. You're in this to make money. It just so happens that you're impactful to people, that you are solving somebody's problem, that you are creating a convenience for someone. And we'll get more into that later, but I want you to be very, very clear of why you're in business, and that is to make money at the end of the day. You really need a really great idea, and your great idea is going to come from solving other people's problems. That's either going to be a problem of convenience, that's going to be a critical problem where a need or some type of, serious solution that you can provide for something, whatever industry you're in. That's going to be a point of education or information that you can provide to somebody, something that is valuable to people, that people actually want or really need. It's going to be a desire or it's going to be a need. But either way it goes, you're going to position yourself to solve their problems and create major, very convenient solutions for them. And for that, you need a really great idea on how to do it. But before we get into the really great ideas on how to do it, we want to make sure it is something that people want. Okay. So number one on your list is to check your ego as to why you're getting into this industry. Money is a major factor in entrepreneurship. Number two is you want to be able to make sure that you are coming into this industry and you're creating something in a niche industry that is going to solve other people's problems. It has to solve a problem. It's either going to provide them one or two things, convenience, or is going to provide them some sort of solutions to whatever critical issues that they are facing within that niche. You're going to want to make sure that people want this. So if you're creating a business out of passion, if you're creating a business out of just some artsy stuff, something that you're good at, whatever it is, no tea, no shade, great for you. But before you go all in on this, and before you start spending money on this, and before you start trying to promote this, you need to make sure that it's something that people want. They have to want it. And the only way that you can make sure that it's something that they want is if you do your research. So this is going to be one of my top reasons right here. Number one is going to be do your research. Market research matters in the world of entrepreneurship. If you are not doing your research, if you're not out here putting the pen to the paper, the fingers to the keyboard, the ears to the street type situation, then you're going to run into a major problem of not really and truly understanding your market. So your market research is going to encompass a wide range of things. It's going to be how much money can I make in this industry? Is this industry declining? Is it growing? And you can know that by just simple SBA information or looking at, different datas and things like that. All the stuff that's linked down in the description box below, you can go and click those links and figure out ways to do market research. You need to figure out if there are competitors in the industry. What are they doing? How are they making money? What are the problems that their clients are having? Have you looked in their reviews? Have you gone to look at different conversations that are happening? Have you joined any Facebook forums or Reddit forums where people are having these problems that you provide the solution to? You want to know what is the potential rate in which you can grow in that industry, as far as how much it's going to take you to get started. When are you going to break even? When are you going to start profiting? What is going to be your service or product offerings? Like, all of this stuff is going to be the list that you have to fulfill in the market research phase. Okay. And it goes on and on and on and on. And if you want me to do a specific video just on market research alone, I will, because it could be a lengthy list. But that is one of the things that I will make sure that I put a lot of emphasis on if I am creating a business in 2025. It will be the first thing that I do, and the first thing that I want to just think about in general without having to think about anything else. I would just go strictly focusing on market research, right? The second thing that you want to do is to make sure that you have all of your ownership information intact. So right in your market research phase, you should be looking at different things of what you want to do and how you want to get into those industries. But then you want to roll right into also making sure that the names that you want are available. You want to make sure that nobody owns them on social, on domain, on trademark sites, whatever. This is the time where you want to make sure ownership is already set. This is even before you think about launching the business, right? So ownership. So make sure the name is available everywhere, because when you get ready to launch this company, you're going to want your name to be available in every platform, on every channel. You're going to want your name available. So if I were you, as soon as I decide on a name and I know that it is available because I've done my research, I've done the searches on the Secretary of State, the USPTO, all these sites, social media, all of this, I would immediately go and secure my social handles and make sure that I just go ahead and grab those, take them off the market, and I'll revisit them when it's time. The next thing that I would focus on is funding. And I know that this sounds crazy to focus on funding before you even launch a business, but actually, this is the way that it's done. You focus on funding way before you focus on launching the business. Funding is probably about number 4 on the list. Launching the business is probably about number 9 or 10 on the list. But people get this wrong all the time. So they will typically focus on putting together what they do and what they're going to offer in marketing and social media and all this kind of stuff when you don't even know how you're even going to pay for this stuff. So funding is the aspect that you want to focus on immediately after you've done all of your setup information. So you've got your ownership done. You've got the banking process already completed. You have all the stuff put into place. Now it's time to focus on how we're going to fund this business. And you can do that by way of creating business or building a business credit profile for yourself. You can get startup capital. You can go into lines of credit. You can just build up a profile for yourself, vendor accounts, net 30 accounts, and things like that. And this is giving the business a business credit score. So when you want to go after those big bucks later on, when you really launch that company, that you will be able to stand on a strong business credit profile independently from your personal credit profile. But this is the time to do that way before you launch a company. All right. The next thing you want to do is to focus on creating in-depth and very detailed business plans for yourself. Now, here's the thing. Business plans change. They're supposed to change because the industry changes, okay? Like the narrative of what's happening changes. The trends change. Everything changes. And so you want to create a very detailed business plan. And if you want to, you can go to the SBA.gov website. They have examples of business plans on there for you. You don't have to pay anybody to do this stuff for you. With the world of AI and ChatGPT, plus examples out there from the government itself, you should be able to construct a very great business plan. But it needs to encompass majority of the primary things that you're working on, especially in the beginning stages, because you're a new brand. So having that business plan available when you're trying to market yourself to creditors and lenders and bankers and all this kind of stuff, it lets them know that you have a plan. You have a great tested market research plan, and now you have a great business plan. And so put all these things together and you'll be set up very early out the gate as to, one, knowing what you are doing, because it will keep you on track to getting your goals accomplished within that business. But 2, it will tell those lenders and those creditors that you have a surefire strategy on how you're about to make money and get shit done. The next thing that I would do once I have the funding process down pack and I've already done all the planning and business planning, I would start to test the market a bit. This is when I would get right into and jump right into my market. Not launch. We haven't launched yet. We haven't done a soft launch. We haven't done anything. We're just out here just really talking to people. If you have product, you're putting your product in their hand. You're getting that feedback, like in-person feedback. These are the things that you cannot be afraid to do. You have to be able and willing to get out and test the market. Go to some vendor booths or pop up at some shows or walk the street. I like to go to the mall, to be honest with you. Like, it's so many people in the mall, and I will go and hang out around wherever stores that have like my customer base. So if you're in the beauty industry in general, and just say specifically makeup artistry, then I will hang around Sephora. I will hang around Ulta, where people are coming in and out. You know that these are already beauty shoppers, beauty consumers. And so I would hang out around that area and then just bother people. It will not feel great at first. It won't. And if you're a person that is afraid of this, then hey, entrepreneurship just may not be for you in general, because you cannot be scared and then say, I want to be an entrepreneur. I mean, the two things do not really align. Now, you can do it scared, but you got to do it. But if you're scared to do it, then it's just not going to work for you. So you have to be comfortable with building up that energy and building up that confidence to talk to people. Get out, test the market, see how it goes. Now, another way that you can do this online is to create what, like a beta testing online. So you give people an opportunity to take surveys, and you give people an opportunity to engage and react or engage and interact with your brand before you even launch. Okay. So this is you just putting it out there, just asking the people for their opinions and giving them some sort of incentive for completing it or helping you out, or just making your case as a new entrepreneur and you really need the help from the people, and they will help you. Surprisingly, they will. Trust me, I've done this so many times. The state of desperation and people feel like they can solve a problem for you or they can come to your rescue. They will help you do just that. But you have to be willing to put yourself out there and test the market, because what you're doing now is you're getting, some last minute data. You're gathering some beta testing. You're getting some things together. And then you can launch what I like to call a wait list, right? So once you got all this data, you have the market research data, you have the business plan, you have a plan and a strategy for yourself, then you can now launch the waiting list. You know what the people are expecting, you know what they're needing, you know how to solve their problems, you know how to do all of this stuff. So you're creating all of this around the brand that hasn't even been launched yet. Remember, we're not at launch yet. So we're building up the rapport. We're establishing ourselves behind the scene. We're doing all the things that we need to be doing in order for people to understand who we are, what we're going to be bringing to the table, how we're going to solve their problems, all of this. But in return, you're gathering that feedback. You're getting that data, because when you get ready to launch that company, when you get ready to go big on social, when you get ready to start building a community, when you get ready to start asking people for the sale, it will not be difficult to do. Marketing won't be difficult to do. You have all the clarity behind the brand. You have all the clarity behind the consumer base, the customer base. You have all the clarity behind what the actual goals and the strategies are, and you can just go and implement. And that's what I would do if I were you. Done all this stuff, right? And I'm kind of like fast tracking this for you. I can do a deep dive, like a free business course, if you really want me to break this down and give you surefire details, step-by-step things on what to do if you want to become a brand new entrepreneur. I will gladly do that, but I need to know if you want that. So if you want that, let me know in the comments below. But now we have made our way officially down to the launch. This is how we're going to be launching our brand. We're going to be everywhere, and I do mean everywhere that our consumer base shows up on. So if you know your consumer base is not on Facebook, you should not be wasting your time with Facebook. If you know your consumer base is not on YouTube, you should not be wasting your time with YouTube. Even though I feel like everybody should have a YouTube channel, it's like lifetime real estate for you, but hey, do what you do. And so this is going to be a way that you continue to show up. Remember, people see in their feed alone every day hundreds of profiles, okay? Hundreds every day. If you're on social one time a day, you're probably not showing up to half the people that you need to show up to. or show up for. So consistency is going to be the name of the game when you first launch on social. And consistency is going to be the name of the game when you launch offline as well. You're going to have to get out, talk to people, build a community. You need to build a community around your brand. It sounds like a lot of work because newsflash, it is. Entrepreneurship is not easy. It is not going to just roll for you and fall in your lap and then voila, one day you wake up and you are a multimillionaire and successful entrepreneur and business owner. It doesn't work that way. You have to put in the work. You have to build up the rapport. You have to establish trust with the people. You have to give them something that they want to continuously come to you for. And on top of that, if you are a solopreneur in 2024 going into 2025, I would strongly encourage you to start building a personal brand around your actual business, because when people get to know who you are, they're more inclined to support your companies anyway. And trust me, strangers will help you grow your company faster than anybody that you've ever met when they like you. All right. So we want to focus all of those efforts. Now, there is a list that I have. There is a list that I have in which I feel that you should do in order if you want to launch a company successfully in 2025. You can download this list for absolutely free. The list is linked in my description box below. All you have to do is click the link and download it and follow the checklist. The checklist will give you every single thing that you need to do in perfect order in order for you to get everything that you need to get the way that it is supposed to be done. Now, this list is in order on purpose because I have put it in a way where if you want to start building that credit right off the bat for the business, you want to start getting that funding right off the bat, these processes need to be done in the order that is on the list. It's very simple and easy to follow, but it may take you a little bit of time to do each step. That's okay. Time is a construct, and we're not worried about that. We're just worrying about doing it the right way the first time so we don't have to go back. All right. Remember I told you I learned a lot of mistakes and I've learned a lot of lessons along my journey, 11, 12 years in the entrepreneurial world. And I learned those lessons so you don't have to. So take my advice, do the work in order on the list, and I promise you it'll all work out for you. If you have any questions, as always, you can always reach out to me. My DMs are open on Instagram and TikTok as well if you can't reach me here on YouTube or wherever you find this video. And I will answer any question that you have. If you want me to make that course, though, let me know in the comments below. I am Nicole Swanson. If you are new here and you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, what are you doing? Come on over and join me. I'm looking for you just like you looking for me. Come on over and join me. Until next time, guys, I will see y'all on the next video. Bye.